Quite a few things today to report to you. So week 2 of term 3 and our parent-teacher interviews kick off this week. So thank you so much to all the parents who have booked an interview time. Your reports should now be visible in the central portal. They should have been published there yesterday, so you should be able to view those for your records as well. If for any reason you're unable to attend your interview, please let us know as soon as possible. We won't be able to rebook at this stage, but we may be able to arrange for you to join via Zoom or a phone meeting at the same time if we've got enough notice, especially if you're sick. You don't want to come into the school. So just let your teacher know as soon as possible if that's the case. And we're really looking forward to working with you to plan for your child's success. Really hoping that those interviews this Wednesday from 12 to 6:30 and next Monday from 12 to 6:30. And don't forget as well that you can still provide feedback on our reports, and the link will be in the newsletter again to do that if you haven't had a chance to do that too. Today or tomorrow, the Year 3 and Year 5 students will be receiving their NAPLAN reports. And I just wanted to share with you some information that you need to know about those individual student reports for 2023, because there are a lot of changes. One of those changes is there's a new proficiency standard. So before we had the bands, and so it's going to look very different to previous years. So if you have a child in Year 5, you will notice the difference. If you have a child in Year 3, you won't know any different, but just so you know what to expect. The NAPLAN results are now reported against proficiency standards, with student achievement shown against 4 levels of proficiency. So exceeding, strong, developing, and needs additional support are the 4 levels. And there's a standard for each assessment area at each year level. So the NAPLAN measurement scale and time series are all resetting. Everything's resetting because of this format. So we won't see student growth in NAPLAN anymore because of this change. So it's all starting again from this year. There is a link in the newsletter for a little brochure for parents and carers with some additional information, and you can get that in different languages as well. So the NAPLAN, it's important to remember that it's one assessment on one day, and it's only a part of the assessment and reporting process for students. They're held once every 2 years for each student, starting from Year 3, and they do not replace all the other extensive ongoing assessments made by teachers about student performance. There's some information, there's also a little video in the newsletter that you can watch about that as well. So when you're reading your child's NAPLAN results, some things to keep in mind. Those, as I said, those new proficiency standards, it takes the place of those numerical bands and national minimum standards. The performance result, less than expected, may indicate that your child requires some more targeted supports, or it may reflect other factors that affect their performance on the day. So it's really important, if those results are lower than you expected, to have a chat to the class teacher. And it's great that we've got them in time, that you'll see those before the parent-teacher interviews, because then you can have that conversation and ask, is that what is consistently being seen in the classroom? Was there something that happened on the assessment day that maybe impacted on their performance? Maybe, they had a mental block and just couldn't get started with their writing, or something like that. So just have those conversations if it's not what you expected. It should provide you with clear information on your child's achievement. It's designed to be challenging, but reasonable level of expected for students at the time of the testing, based mainly on what's been taught in the previous years of schooling. So because it was very early in the year, it's not an assessment of the Year 3 and Year 5 curriculum work, it is on the years previous. Individual students may demonstrate different skills or understandings depending on which parts of the test they performed more strongly in. So students whose results are near the top of a proficiency level, so they might be near the top of the strong range, they will be able to demonstrate more of the skills or more complex understanding. So they'll get the range, but you'll see where in that range they sit. Students who fall near the lower end will be able to demonstrate fewer of the skills and have less complex understanding, but they're still in that same range. It's important to remember, as I said, it's only one aspect of that reporting process, and it's important to keep in mind those A to E grades because that's really more timely as well. It's more current. You know, the children did this assessment in term 1. It's been a while, whereas the reports are much more current. As I said, anyone that's concerned, please talk to your child's teacher, especially if it's in that needs additional support range. If that's a surprise to you, have that conversation. We can talk about what kinds of additional supports may already be in place, but what can be put in place as well. Some people get very stressed about NAPLAN results. Try not to. Like I said, it's one test on one day. It does not determine their future. It's, you know, really about just that double check to make sure, are we on track? Is there something we weren't aware of? And opening up those lines of conversations with the class teachers, that's the most important part about it. Yesterday, Davida and I started enrolment interviews with our new kindergarten students for next year, which is really exciting. So nice to get to meet and get to know some of our new students already. Great opportunity for families to ask any questions and share information about their children that they would like us to know as well. There's a school tour at 8 o'clock next Tuesday morning, 1st of August, for anyone who is enrolling their child at Wilkins next year, and the orientation program will follow next term. So if you have a child who is starting school next year and you haven't enrolled yet, make sure you do that so you don't miss out on all that important transition, because it really sets children up for success next year if they have that extended transition program and they're familiar with the school before they start. Education Week is coming up next week as well. We will be having that open day on Wednesday from 10 till 12:30. Parents, carers, extended family members all welcome to attend. The morning will include open classrooms for that first hour, 10 till 11. You're welcome to bring lunch and have a picnic lunch with your child or your children from 11 till 12. And that concert showcasing some of our performance groups will be in the hall from 12 to 12:30. You don't have to attend the whole session. You can pop in for a part of it. Completely up to you. Really looking forward to having our parents on site. After the last few years, we haven't had many opportunities, so really looking forward to that. On Thursday is the OC test, so good luck to any of our students in Year 4 who are heading off to, I think it's Fort Street High School on Thursday to do that test. I know they will do their best, and know that whatever the outcome is, it's good to challenge yourself, even if you don't get the outcome you want, because you've got nothing to lose, because you'll still have a fabulous education here at Wilkins, even if you don't get a place. Some great news to share. Our Mary Bell, our Wilkins Green teacher, and Tracy, our Wilkins Green P&C committee coordinator, earlier this year put in a grant application for the Sustainable Schools grant, and they were successful in securing $15,000 of funding that will go to installing Waterwise raised garden beds in the green. And it'll also help fund some education around how to set them up and how to maintain them. And it'll also help to create a video to ensure that that learning is captured to benefit future generations of students and families as well. And the link to the media release is in the newsletter, but huge congratulations to Mary and Tracy for the work that they put in to get that. It's a very competitive process, so they've done well. And that'll be the first stage in the Wilkins Green upgrade, because as we know, the walkathon was raising money towards the upgrade of the teaching space there as well, with a new COLA and seating. This weekend, Taverners Hill Infant School, just up the road, are having their Winter Wonderland Fair. For those that don't know Taverners Hill, it's a very small school. I believe they have less than 30 students this year, and they have a close connection to our P&C as well. So they have been assisting and supporting with some of the resources for their fair. And we have our training band, our concert band, and our 3 rock bands performing there as well. So encourage you to get down there on Saturday between 10 and 3. There is a link in the newsletter if you want to buy tickets in advance for rides, jumping castles and inflatables. There's a discount for booking them online, so get onto that. Coming up, week 5 is Book Week. And remember, normally that's week 6, but we're doing it early so our year 6 students don't miss out while they're at camp in week 6. Book fair will be on from Tuesday to Thursday, and the Book Week costume parade will be on Wednesday, the 16th of August at 2 p.m. And this year's theme is Read, Grow, Inspire. So I know the teachers are really excited about, there's lots of conversations about what their costumes are going to be for that. Some P&C news. The trivia night is coming up on September 9, so keep that in your diary and look out for those tickets when they become available. And the P&C have also organised a parent workshop called Body Confident Children and Teenagers, and it's going to provide some really practical advice on how to support your child's body confidence, how to respond when your child speaks negatively about themselves, particularly when so many adults struggle with their own body image anyway. It's run by the experts from the Butterfly Foundation, and it is free. It's a 75-minute seminar on Zoom, so you can do it from the comfort of your home. And it is running from, sorry, I can't see my screen, from 7 p.m. till 8:15 p.m. on the 9th of August, Wednesday the 9th of August. So information about how to book is in the newsletter as well. You need to purchase your free ticket through the uniform shop, and then you can join the Zoom link on the night. There is a pre-event handout as well, which will be in the newsletter, and you can have that printed out to work through as you go to record your thoughts as you work through that. So thank you to the P&C and Roxana for organising that. And I think that's it. Finally, so quite a few things coming up, a very exciting couple of weeks coming.